This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with a room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cars are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat, or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics and proud to support our student athletes through exciting NIL partnerships. From the blue turf to wherever life takes you, Lithia Ford of Boise is here to get you there. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out RowPaint.com. Now, let's head out and join five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
How we doing, Bronco Nation? Happy game day and welcome to the Air Force Academy, Falcon Stadium, as Spencer Danielson makes his way in to the stadium as Boise State gets set to open conference play against the Air Force Falcons. And yep, right there above the locker room as the Broncos head in, warning, lack of oxygen, 6,621 feet above sea level. The Broncos get the warning sign right as they head in to the locker room as they get set for today's game against the Air Force Falcons. The Broncos trying to start conference play 1-0, try to get a winning streak going and win 2 games in a row, and they'll have to do it on the road against Air Force, the final scheduled trip for Boise State to Air Force. And hopefully you guys can see me okay, hear me okay. We are live. The only problem is we are, to give you a live look here inside the stadium, up in the press box today. There is rain approaching. There is lightning approaching in the area. There may be a stoppage at some point during warmups. We'll have to see. Weather could be an issue in today's game, but because there was rain on the way and it already sprinkled a little earlier, did not have an umbrella or anything with me to do the show down on the field. So just to be safe, we came up here and we're doing the show here at Falcon Stadium. So my name is BJ Rains. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. We are up here in the press box, as I said, at Falcon Stadium as the Broncos get set to take on the Air Force Falcons. We would have started about 5 minutes earlier, but as you can see, it is quite the hike to get up here from the field. There's no elevator, and as you guys know, I am in tip-top shape. So we've been catching our breath, getting the sweat dialed back off the brow, and we are ready to go. We got Jay Tusk going to join us. Cody Gogler is going to come up and make that trek and join us here shortly as well and get the inside scoop for the Broncos, making the 45-minute bus ride or so down here to Falcon Stadium due to a convention, I believe, related to the firefighters, some sort of National Firefighters Association or something. There were no hotel rooms available in the entire Colorado Springs area, or I should take that back, big enough to take care of a 150-plus traveling party and meeting space and all that stuff. So Broncos had to audible, I guess. I mean, they knew this was coming. They planned for it, but they flew into Colorado Springs yesterday, took a 90-minute bus ride north towards Denver, stayed in South Denver, and then took about a 45-minute ride back down to Air Force Academy today for the game. They did have a police escort. No travel issues, got here in plenty of time, and that video you saw of Spencer Danielson walking in was about 2 hours and 5 minutes before kickoff, the same time they usually arrive, so everything was perfect, and they're ready to go. So we'll see if the weather cooperates, but looking forward to football. You can see the Coursera Legacy Center on the far side there. That is brand new. That's only a year or two old. They used to have seats that filled that area, but they've gotten rid of the seats, added new suites and a new athletic department building there. So nice way to kind of eliminate some of the seats that weren't getting filled, and a very nice facility there for Air Force as they, do some renovations and things here. The one thing I hope with the weather is that it does not impact the flyover or the parachute jumpers. We'll have to see with the weather. I see some rain off in the distance to the right, but they were expected to have parachute jumpers and flyover today. We'll see if those still happen or not. I'm not seeing any comments that there's any issues with the audio, so hopefully you can hear me okay, see me okay, and again, appreciate all you that are watching. I know some of you are watching at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Shout out to everybody watching at Uncle Bob's. I know we're getting ready to go to them in a little bit and check in on the pregame show there. They're going to have a raffle. They're going to have all kinds of cool stuff there at Uncle Bob's Pizza. So we'll get a quick live look in. There's the crowd starting to arrive at Uncle Bob's Pizza, and going to be fun here as Boise State gets set to take on. Hey, look, I can see myself on the screen there, and there you go. There's Uncle Bob's right there. Folks are making some noise, waving. Hi, guys. Appreciate all of you that are got there early. Go take advantage of those $3 Coors Lights. Get your name in the raffle there, and good thing you got an early seat, because I know that's going to be tough to get here shortly. So if you're sitting around and you got nothing to do, head on over to Uncle Bob's and join the crew, and going to be fun there. And we'll check in with them towards the end of the pregame show. We'll check in with them on the halftime show and the postgame show as well. We'll check in plenty with the crew over there at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Give us your score predictions. Let us know where you're watching from. I always like to see who the furthest person away is, and we may already have our winner. Cairo, Egypt, the family of Ahmed Hassanin checking in, watching in Cairo, Egypt today. That is pretty darn cool, and appreciate you guys for checking in and for watching. And Chad saying Uncle Bob's actually really good. So no actually about it. Great pizza, great atmosphere, $3 Coors Lights. So there, I know they're having fun over there at Uncle Bob's, and look forward, as I said, to having a lot of you guys join them there, and looking forward to having the crew at Uncle Bob's. And the only sad thing is I miss it, but I'm usually there for Thursday night football, and always enjoy that and have fun over there at Uncle Bob's. So as I said, we got Cody Gogler getting ready to come up. I'm seeing if he's hiking up right now. He might be. It is quite the hike. Oh, he's just starting his walk. If you look down there in the very bottom left, right above the Lithia sign, you can see Cody Gogler starting his trek up the staircase. And he's wearing long sleeves and a hoodie, so he's going to be sweating about as bad as I am here. But we want to know where you're watching from. We want your score predictions, and whoever gets closest to the score, we'll give away a $25 gift card to the James Kitchen and Bar near Albertson Stadium. So get your score predictions in throughout the show. And as I said, whoever is closest to the score prediction, we'll give away a $25 gift card to Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. All you have to, we got multiple gift cards. We'll give one away to the James, and we'll give one away to Uncle Bob's. 2 gift cards, $25 each. So you get $50 in total gift cards if you have the closest to the score prediction there. So get that in now, and we'll get to that here shortly. As I said, I am up in an auxiliary press box area here with the potential of some rain. Didn't want to deal with that on the field. And so, as you can see, we are up in the press box for today's show. But appreciate all of you for being here on the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. As always, Lithia Ford of Boise, they do so much for our community, and we would not be possible to have this show or a lot of what we do at Bronco Nation News without Jim Sturk and Lithia Ford of Boise. So when you're ready for that new or pre-owned vehicle, make sure you head over and check out Jim Sturk and Jamie Drake and the whole crew over at Lithia Ford of Boise, and they're ready. They got those Ford vehicles ready for you right now. But as I said, there's some wind. If you look in the goalpost to the left, you can see the wind going to the left a little bit. There is a potential of some rain in the area. I believe it's going to be moved out of the way before kickoff, but pregame could be impacted. Air Force going all blue, blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants for Air Force. Boise State, you can see them on the right side of the screen starting to warm up, and it's white pants, white jersey, blue helmet for Boise State today in this one. But again, appreciate all you guys for being here. Some score predictions starting to come in. We'll get to those. And again, we are going to have a halftime show as well. So if you're watching the game, make sure you flip over to the BNN YouTube channel at halftime. The guys at Uncle Bob's will have some comments. I'm going to try to pop down here at halftime and jump on with some comments. And then post-game show, right when that game ends, the second the game ends, click over to the YouTube channel at BNN. And Nathan and our special guest, if you're there at Uncle Bob's Pizza, you're going to get the treat. DJ Schramm, all Mountain West linebacker, is on his way to Uncle Bob's. He is going to be there to hang out with fans. So go talk to DJ and have some fun with him. And then you're going to be able to get some autographs and things like that with DJ. And then he'll give his thoughts on the pregame show coming up in a little bit, the halftime show, and the postgame show as well. So we appreciate DJ Schramm, our special guest. Nathan, Carrol, Chris Van Sickle will be there as well. We got, again, Cody Goggler coming up shortly. We're going to have Jay Tust as well, live here from the Air Force Academy. And then we'll have, of course, Nathan and DJ Schramm take things over for a little bit as well from Uncle Bob's there in Meridian. So Ken Dick watching from Lebanon, Tennessee. We appreciate you as always. Michael's watching from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Michael, for checking in from Vegas. Clint's got 34-14 Boise State, 57-50. Matthew's got I guess you're taking the over in that one, Matthew. Wow, I would give you more than a couple gift cards if that ends up being the score. That's pretty crazy. 38-20. Grant's got 38-20. We got Bryce watching up from Denver. Why aren't you down here at the game, Bryce? Hour drive. Come on down. He's still got a couple hours till kickoff. 31-17 is what Bryce has. Chad's got 35-21. Ian's going 38-14 today for his predictions. Stephanie Huffman has 42-28. 28-24. Bola Woods has a close one there. What else we got coming in? 24-6. I'm not sure if that's going to be a field goal. Oh, we're looking for Robert Turbin was going to join us. Main concourse. All right, hopefully Robert can join us. Super Bowl champion Robert Turbin was going to come on for a couple minutes if he can find us. 24-17. Come on in. Come on in. He's knocking on the door. I think let's see if the door is locked or not. Let's take a 30-second break. But again, 24-17 is the score prediction there. We got, what else we got coming on here? Let's see here. 38-27. 31-28. Ian's got 38-17. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout and get our special guest on here. Right back in 30 seconds.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
All right, we're back. We're trying to find our special guest. Cody can't find us either, so let's see what else we got here. Give me, there he is. Sorry, I gave you the wrong directions. Robert Turbin was trying to find us as well, the color analyst, but I was 0 for 2. We got some score predictions coming in. Andrew has 24-20. We've got Steven checking in from Dallas. Steven, appreciate you. 34-17, his score prediction. And we welcome in, we'll go full screen right here, Cody Gogler. I was going to write down your title, so I didn't screw it up again, and I forgot yet again. But Cody, senior
State
deputy AD, senior deputy AD in charge of Bronco Pro, pretty much everything. I know it's been a quiet, uneventful morning for you, Cody. Appreciate you for jumping on this morning and this afternoon. We're here. We got football. I know this is a special place to you that we're going to get into, but just seeing the teams on the field warming up. And by the way, I'm still, have a high breath, and I've been up here for 15 minutes. You just walked up here. This isn't quite – you feel the elevation here, man.
Welcome to thin air, brother. Welcome to thin air. It feels like we're restarting our football season after having a bye week early on in the year, and I'm really excited, man. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about, and was here for a few years, but leave no doubt about it, man. I bleed blue from my heart, Boise State blue, and I'm so excited to watch our guys get out here and start climbing this mountain today. Yeah,
Surf City Bill says altitude's getting to me. No, it is. I already knew I was out of shape, but you find out pretty quickly. It's like, is it really worth going all the way down to the field for the 30-second video of them getting off the bus? And you know what, folks? I did it for you. I went down there and I got it, and now I'm still sweating, but I'm good to go. Cody, the bus ride over, kind of a unique thing. You guys were staying up in, there was no rooms here in the area, so you guys stayed up by Denver. You had about a 45-minute drive, I believe, a little longer than usual, but you had the police escort. I heard it went pretty well. What's kind of the vibe of the team right now?
Great. I think everybody's ready to go. Everybody's locked in. This is a game of adjustments, and we had adjustment that we needed to make. Logistics are a major part of winning, and our team did an unbelievable job making sure that we had a path to our hotel from the Colorado Springs airport yesterday. Sometimes you can't control these things, but you can control your process, and our process is elite. And so had a quick little 45-minute drive down from Denver to Colorado Springs. And you can start to see BJ, these guys are starting to come on the field and warm up, and it's time to start our run through the Mountain West and start climbing the mountain.
Yeah, and what do you think about the weather here? Is that going to be an issue? I see some rain off to the right there. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't impact the parachute jumpers or the flyover, because that's always my favorite part about coming here. But actually not too bad temperature-wise, only low 70s. I mean, you got the you got the thick hoodie on here, but overall, I mean, maybe a little bit of rain. Hopefully gets out of here by kickoff. I see some blue sky, but temperature-wise, not bad.
You always got to be prepared in Colorado this time of the year. You're kind of in that tweener season where it's about to start cooling off in Colorado, and having been here for a few years, definitely feel like I came prepared today. But this time of year, it rains, and sometimes you'll get hailstorms. I think this is just kind of normal. You got the sun out there. There's some clouds, but so far so good. It seems like we're going to be in the clear. The Academy has, BJ, a 5-mile radius rule. So if for some reason there were to be weather or lightning within 5 miles of the stadium, that would trigger the delay. But let's hope that we can play football at 5 o'clock.
Chad says I'm putting my life on the line for the fans. That is true. I felt as I was about three-fourths of the way up the stairs that I may not be doing a pregame show here. But this is no joke, man. I know they put the warning sign out there above the locker room. I know Spencer talked to the guys, and I know it's more of a thing just to try to scare you like they do at Wyoming and all that. But I mean, everyone talks about Wyoming being 7,200. This is 6,600. It's not that less. It's number 2. And it's real, and you're going to find out what kind of shape these guys are in today.
Yeah, the way that these academies play their style of football with the triple option and how their offensive and defensive line work, this is just another element to your preparation. It's a part of the weather, guys. Weather impacts football games, and you have to prepare for it. Altitude is a real thing. You see it in Laramie. They're not shy of advertising their 7220 in Laramie. We're not far from that here. And that, you came out to practice early on in camp. We had an Air Force day during training camp. They prepare for this, and these guys, this isn't their first time here. They'll be ready to go.
Well, you had the lightning delay as well.
Right.
You hope that doesn't happen today, but you guys have experience where they did that and had the sprinklers out there at practice. But the athletic department, man, you guys are doing a lot of cool things right now. I know you guys just announced the Built Different Network. Talk to us about that, and that seems like a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, the Built Different Network. We launched the Built Different program, and we're iterative right now and trying to build on this and make it make more sense for Bronco Nation. And so Spencer began this way back in the spring. The Built Different Network, BJ, just to simplify it for our fans, is a way for us to connect the businesses that support us with other businesses. Think of the Chamber of Commerce. We have an amazing Chamber of Commerce in Boise. This is not intended to compete with that. But this was a part of our front porch of the Idaho announcement with the helmet we're going to wear next weekend. We're really focused on what we can use as a tool as the front porch of Idaho to serve the people that serve us. And if that means we have additional partnerships that come from it, awesome. But Bronco Nation does so much for us. We want to help them hire our athletes. We want to help them connect with other business leaders in the community. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens with this. We've had over 51 new businesses that we've never engaged with before.
Wow.
As of today that have signed up. So if you're a business owner, there's no cost to this. We're going to have an engagement event on November the 11th before our, I believe, our UTRGV basketball game in Extra Mile Arena. So go to our website, click on our link, sign up. It's no cost, and hopefully we can help you impact your business here in the Treasure Valley.
Cody Gogler's our guest. He is the Deputy Athletic Director, External Affairs, and the Bronco Pro Chief Administrative Officer. There you go. I got it right. You got a lot of cool things you're doing, and I know the Bronco Pros pushing forward as well. I mean, it just seems like I know you guys announced something else recently. I mean, it seems like you guys are on the forefront of every one of these NIL-related, collective-related, just all this kind of stuff. And I know you guys, that was the goal. You're one of the first to start some of this stuff last year, and every time I see a retweet or something, I'm seeing somebody say, oh, Boise State's the first to do this, the first to do that. I mean, what is it about this department and obviously from the top down with Jeremiah where you guys are wanting to be the first, I guess, guinea pig, so to speak, with some of these companies and getting some of this stuff off the ground?
It's that what's next mentality. You have to use what's next the right way. You've got to honor and celebrate the success that you're having. But, we're in such an interesting position right now in college athletics where so much is happening at once. Boise State has to fight, scratch, and claw to be a part of the highest level of college athletics. And so that's just, you're seeing our heart and our spirit in action when we do these things. Elite is the standard. We talk a lot about unrealistic expectations and how they produce epic results. We're not going to stop. I think that's been very clear, and how we honor and celebrate our team and thank them for the amazing work that they're doing, while also focusing on the next 5 years in college athletics. That's just who we are going to be. And we get to be that. We don't have to be that. We get to represent this brand where we represent something so much greater than ourselves. It is one of the best brands in college athletics, and I'm so blessed and honored to be a part of it.
We got some real serious questions coming in the chat here. Can we take a few fan questions here, Cody? The stable wants to know, how much does Cody bench?
Dude, I don't bench press anymore, man. I played plenty of baseball and worked out for 20 plus years. I can jog. And maybe, get on the elliptical machine. But, if I had to get in there and compete with Leon, I think I could still give Leon a run for his money. Leon's like with 80-pound dumbbells these days.
What about Burns? You got him at least?
Burns is a stair stepper kind of guy. He's smart like me, burn calories, eat good food. And that's how you stay healthy in your late 30s. So, but if I really had to do it, I'd say I'd probably be about a 215 kind of guy.
Okay.
Right
that's
now,
pretty good.
Which is not great, but I'm a small guy.
Do you have to be an Idaho business to join the Built Different Network?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, that's certainly a great question. Obviously, we have 18,000 plus businesses in the state of Idaho that are direct supporters of us. But, we have a nationwide and international brand. And so we'd love for those that are outside the state to join in on the fun.
Does this team, the basketball team, does the beet juice shots on the road? Jordan, good buddy Jordan Morales here asking if this team does the beet juice or the pickle shots or the ginger shots, or we even heard somebody say mustard apparently helps. I don't know. But,
man, they got all kinds of stuff going down there in the tunnel. Like, I'm afraid to touch it because I don't want to take something from someone. But the way that they hydrate and nourish these guys these days, it's a part of the game. And but yeah, beet juice is definitely a basketball thing. I haven't seen any pickle shots yet, but I will tell you this: we do have them. They are down there, and I would assume at some point the team will be participating in whatever they've got to do to get ready for this game.
All right, Cody, while we have here, folks have another question, chat, throw it in the chat. We'll try to get to it. Question, comment for Cody. But I know, Cody, this place means a lot to you, the Air Force Academy. And, you can look no further than that end zone right down there for the moment that changed your life, I guess you can say. So you worked here?
I did, yeah.
Met your now wife here. I mean, tell us about this place and what it means to you, man.
Yeah, my first job was at my alma mater, Southeastern Louisiana, as you know, and my, this was kind of my first grown-up opportunity in this industry to come to an FBS institution, and I was hired here in 2015 as a development officer. So that's fundraising, which has been part of my career path. And I didn't even know when I was interviewing with Air Force Academy, and this is just, it is what it is. Like, I'm from East Texas. Like, I wasn't even sure where Colorado Springs was. Didn't even know initially that the Air Force Academy was in Colorado. That's what I didn't know about this place. And what amazing opportunity this was, just to grow as a person and be around elite people where integrity is important. Being excellent is important. And then the most important part is just through mutual friends. About 6 months in here, BJ, I met my now wife. She's from here. She went to high school. I can see her high school from here. And she's going to be here today with her family. And yes, we had a pretty cool moment on the field. I proposed to her over here in the south end zone this week, actually 9 years ago.
Wow.
Would have been last night. We had a Tim McGraw concert that was scheduled to be on a Saturday evening. And so we kind of had everything planned out. We needed an excuse to get her here. So we said there was going to be a meet and greet for our athletic department to meet Tim McGraw on Friday night. And so she was fired up about that. And we got here and she had no idea, obviously, but it was all about her. And so we proposed, and it was a surprise. And as I've told people before, you may have heard it in other interviews. My favorite part about that, and we still joke about it today, is you could see after about 5 minutes, and there was a lot of excitement and tears and joy. After about 5 minutes, I could tell something was like, she was puzzled about something. And so I just said, hey, like, are you all right? Or like, is there just a lot going? And she was like, well, are we still going to meet Tim McGraw? And it kind of, like, well, no, but is that okay? Like, we just got engaged but no, she's my queen. She's been the absolute spirit and backbone behind our family. This is now the third time that we've moved. And we're setting roots in here in Boise. We just built a house this summer and just are so grateful to be a part of the Broncos. But I know at some point tonight, and I know this is a long story, I apologize. For me personally, we all have different experiences in our life that change our life. Being here at the Air Force Academy around these amazing people and meeting and marrying my best friend was the most important part of my life, and it will be special today. I'm really excited.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, they were asked. They were, before you even got to the punchline, they were asking, did she get to meet Tim McGraw? So
yeah, I like it, Crash, no doubt. I was upset too after I thought about it. You know
pull
what?
that off the next night.
Yeah,
did you go to the concert?
We did.
All
We
right.
had good seats, but it was. That will now be a memory that serves us forever. And her family was up here in the press box watching.
Awesome.
And so yeah.
Well, you probably got her to dress up nicely too, because
I did.
I've heard plenty of stories where guys propose and their better halves upset because they didn't. If you'd have told me, I would have worn something better for the photos and all this. I mean, that was probably an easy one that you could pull off.
It was. I'm sure she would have liked a better heads up. But she did great. She looked amazing, and she's the most important part of my life. And I know that she'll be excited. She'll be here with her family over there on the east side of the stadium. And at some point I'll go give her a kiss and just tell her I love her, because it'll be a special day for us.
That's awesome, man. Hey, being at this place, what do you think it means to have the Coursera Legacy Center over there? And I know that you're, all about building and fundraising and putting together projects like that. And those are a lot of seats that, frankly, never got used very much, never got filled. And it was kind of a sore spot over there at times. For what you know about that building and for what Air Force is doing here, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I know a lot of the people that are still here that, I was a part of their team 10 years ago now. And we talked about this in 2015. And as you can imagine, being a part of a military academy and a part of the government, there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of things to work through. And I know our fans, they can see it. Yeah. They're looking at it right now. I mean, that's a transformational project for the Air Force Academy. Those club seats, it's $100 million facility. And it just shows Air Force's commitment. Obviously Navy and Army get a lot of the national publicity, but this is one of the best athletic departments in the country. And that was a game changer for them. And just like we talk about how important the north end zone is and how we want to build things that support us and give us sustainability, that's what that project looks like over there in the Legacy Center.
Well, Cody, final thing or two before we let you go, and we appreciate your time. What do you make of this game? And as someone that's been on the other side of this at Air Force and knowing how tough it is for teams that come in here and that triple option the point spread is what it is. This is always a scare. I don't care what the records are. This always seems like one of those games for me that it's, I don't want to say scary game, but you get a little nervous coming here. And if you leave here with a win, you feel really good about it, no matter what the score is, no matter anything about the game, because it seems like these are always great battles. And as you know, there's been a lot of great teams that have come in here and not had success against this triple option. What do you make of the matchup today?
Look, BJ, I mean, it's no secret that these young men that wear the Air Force uniform tonight, not long from now, they're going to potentially be in a life altering situation while they defend our country. And these young men are preparing to go battle. Like, we're talking like military battle up in the sky, calling shots from the ground. So if you think for a minute that they're not going to come out here and battle on this football field, that's their competitive advantage. They're tough, they're gritty, they're smart, they're going to play discipline. I was so proud to work here and be a part of that, and you got to be ready for it. So when you look at the altitude, you look at the triple option, you look at the discipline, you come out of here with one more point than Air Force, it's a good day. And so obviously a lot of respect for them. Love our guys. We're ready to roll, and I can't wait for 5 o'clock. Let's do this.
How about this? Austin Jensen says, signing up for the Built Different Network now. So we got you another business here is signing up for the Built Different Network. Austin's going to get his business in there. I know you guys have already announced sellouts for the next 2 home games. You guys got to be pretty excited about what you're doing. You mentioned the helmets. I mean, everyone's seen the piece that you guys put together, and Jay had the helmets on the Bronco Studio show, and you guys talked about it. But that's a really cool deal that goes with the game next week. The next 2 games are sold out, and you got the Notre Dame kind of game sandwiched in there. I mean, it's exciting times right now.
Yeah, one game at a time, obviously, and we'll look forward to welcoming Bronco Nation back into Albertson Stadium next week, and that'll be exciting to see those hand-painted helmets, and we've had a ton of success early on in the fundraising campaign for those. But one of my favorite things about Boise State is that when you put everything on the line 6 days a week, and we all have jobs, and all of our jobs equal. Like there's a lot that goes into preparing champions for life. But at the end of the day, we're here to win football games too. We're here to win football games, basketball games, and so on and so forth. When you can show up to an environment, to a culture where 30,000 plus people absolutely love everything about you, it is special. And that's what keeps my heart excited about being a Boise State Bronco. Road games are fun. There's a certain atmosphere to being on the road. But man, there's a special feeling being back in Albertson Stadium. We will sell out. And I know that's putting myself out there. We will sell out every home game again this year, and that'll be 2 years in a row. We got some work to do, but I'm just so proud of our team, man. I can't wait to see everybody next weekend, 5:30 kick, Appalachian State. It's a great brand, and we'll worry about Notre Dame and the rest of the season after next week.
Well, Cody, we appreciate you coming on. We hope to be on the field. It would have been much better visually, but just couldn't risk it with the possibility of rain and our sub. We don't have Bronco Studios type equipment here. We're dealing with a $50 tripod from Amazon and a little webcam, but we do the best we can on the road here. We got 717 now watching live. We got our watch party at Uncle Bob's Pizza. We're going to check in with them in a little bit. But any final words to a good chunk of Bronco Nation here?
Yeah, hey, I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We love you so much. Thank you for all your support. Let's just go 1-0. The best thing about college football is it's all about the process. We want you guys to all be a part of this process, and we'll see where the outcome is as we get to the end of November and into December. So enjoy your evening, and let's go Broncos.
There he is, Cody Gogler. Appreciate you, Cody, for jumping on. And we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll hear from Lithia, Florida, Boise, and Jackson's, and we'll be back on the Lithia, Florida, Boise pregame show from Falcon Stadium here at the Air Force Academy. We're, what are we at? 75 minutes from kickoff. We'll be back. We got Jay Tuss coming up. A lot still to get to. Back right after this on Bronco Nation News.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
Back here live at the Air Force Academy. We're at Falcon Stadium. The sky is darkening here. Not going to lie, we could have some rain in the near future here. There was thought that there could be a lightning delay at some point. You do have some members of the officiating crew over there talking to some folks from Boise State on the far side of the field at about the 40-yard line. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But the sky is darkening. Obviously, the weather is coming from behind us where the mountains are, so I can't see. But over here to the right, I can definitely see what appears to be darkening skies moving in this direction. So we will keep an eye on the weather. There could be a weather delay at some point during warm-ups. They are not expecting the weather, at least the original forecast I saw. And talking to somebody on the field a little earlier, they're hopeful that the weather, if it comes through, will be out of here by kickoff. So we will have to monitor the weather and kind of see here. But definitely could be a factor here. The skies are darkening. They don't have the lights turned on yet. But we'll have to wait and see here moving forward. What games are you guys watching? What are some scores out there? Haven't been able to watch a ton of college football today. I believe Utah lost fairly badly to TCU. That's a big win for TCU. Any upsets, any surprising games? I don't know if Clemson came back and won or not. I saw UNLV came back and did win that game. UNLV now 4-0. That's something that I noticed earlier. But if there's any other upsets or games you're watching, let me know. And let's see. Latest radar doesn't look bad. Worst of it is off to the east. I do see some off to the east, so we'll see. Sometimes the radar, when you have the mountains and stuff, it doesn't all pop up right away. We'll see. Clemson lost, Ben says. Wow. I knew they were down, but I figured they'd probably come back. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the post-game press conference from Dabo Swinney. That could be fun. Memphis beating Arkansas, the biggest upset of the day so far. How about that? Memphis won by 1. Did see that. Utah did see they lost. That's obviously a tough one for them. Utah losing to Texas Tech. Yeah, that was certainly a game that Clemson got smoked 34-21. Wow. Taylon Green in the Liberty Bowl again losing. Jordan Morales says Clemson losing. That is crazy, man. How about that? Hey, you do have about an hour and 10 minutes if you want to get over to Uncle Bob's Pizza there in Meridian. I know they got a crew over there. We'll give a quick check-in with them again. The crowd's starting to file in there at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian, so we're ready to go there. We're going to be joined by Nathan Carrol and DJ Schramm coming up in about 25 minutes or so. We'll check in with them and see what they got going on the pregame show as we get set for Boise State and Air Force. Again, kind of weird. I mean, I know that's their colors, but you look out and see a team in all blue, and you expect that to be Boise State, and it's Air Force out there warming up for the game. So pretty unique venue here. I like coming here. I mean, it's certainly a unique venue. We joke about the elevation and all that, but it's literally on an academy. It's built into the side of a mountain here. I mean, it's literally on a base. It is on an Air Force base. There's security that you have to go through to come in here. You see the panorama on the screen right now that I'm showing you. I took about an hour ago or so. But it's a really cool place, really cool, unique venue. And as I said, they've done some renovations and things to the stadium. That Cosera Legacy Center over there is a really nice addition, I think. Gets rid of some seats they never really filled. And, certainly helps them with some suites and some offices for the athletic department, things like that. It's really nice. So you see on the right side of the screen, I wish I had a Zoom, folks. I apologize that we're up here in the press box and not down on the field. I do blame Jay Tust. He talked me out of being on the field tonight, but we'll see if it rains or not, if I want to thank him or not. It looks like it's getting a little darker here as we speak, so I may be happy I did this, and certainly the fact that I am not going to have to make the 30-minute run back up to the press box before the game. I've done that. I can take a deep breath and relax, and I think it's been about 25 minutes, and I finally caught my breath, so I'm okay here. But no lights on in the stadium yet, which makes it feel a little bit darker. You would assume they'd turn those on at some point here in the near future. But as you can see, fans starting to file in. The food trucks, all the food options are going. And on the far right side of the screen, as I said, I'm sorry I can't zoom in here, but Boise State is going through warm-ups and things right now. Those are a lot of the linemen, a lot of the defensive, offensive linemen, linebackers, tight ends. You had most of the skill position players in the first section, but over there on the far right of the screen, they're going through the early stretching, warm-ups. You can actually see some kickers already out there. They're out a little early today. That's interesting. Going to keep an eye on that. That's way earlier than they're normally out here. You see Boise State's kickers already kicking right there as they're going through the stretching there. So wonder if that's to get some extra kicks in or what. We're usually about 10 minutes or so away from them coming out here. So they're going to get some extra kicks in with the elevation. Colton Boomer's first up there on the looks like an extra point attempt from the 2-yard line there. And looks like he knocks it through. So hopefully that's a sign of good things to come here for Boise State. But they're giving multiple kickers. And I guess when you have 3 kickers that deserve a chance, you just have to start the warm-ups a little earlier. You got to get 3 guys through the warm-ups here in the warm-ups. But Cannon Moore also getting a chance. He is the true freshman that got a chance to come in the last game. He takes the extra point there. It also goes through the upright. But that is a storyline today. We've been talking about it all week. But that is a big storyline to follow. What happens in the kicking game today? Does Boise State get more aggressive on 4th down? Do they decide to go for more of these 4th downs? Do they decide to kick? And if they do kick, Colton Boomer, I mean, how's he going to react? If the first one goes in, great. But if he misses one, do they give him another shot? Do they pull him right away? I mean, I'm not a big fan of the quick hook. And I know Spencer said we'll adjust if we have to. But I think you need to decide who your kicker is and give him more than one kick today. I mean, if that first field goal misses, I don't think you can give him a quick hook right away. But if the second one misses, maybe that's when you do it. I don't know. I'm not a coach. Haven't been a football coach. I don't know what I'm doing. Spencer Danielson, Stacey Collins know way more than me. But I just don't know how much confidence you're giving the kicker when you say first kick, you miss it, you're coming out. So we'll have to see what the plan is. But hopefully for Boise State's sake, Colton Boomer can, hopefully you don't need him. Hopefully it's all touchdowns. But if you do need him, hopefully you can make that first one, and then obviously you can, roll from there. We do see Jarrett Reeser, number 30, getting ready to attempt what appears to be about a 26-yard field goal from the 16-yard line here. So they're giving all 3 kickers plenty of opportunity here during the warm-ups. Reeser's kick is up and looks like it goes right through the uprights there as well. So there is some wind. It looks like it's going from south to north. If you look at the flags, and again, I know it's kind of hard to see, so I apologize. We did hope to be on the field for the pregame show here, but just played it safe with the weather, which it looks like it's going to be the right decision here right now. It could rain pretty much at any point. But the flags are moving ever so slightly from south to north. So you'll have to keep that in mind in the punting game, in the kicking game. That is from right to left. The wind is moving from right to left, and that could be a factor at some point in today's game. We got folks on here saying they could make a 26-yarder. Ryan now saying that 90% chance of rain at kickoff, where I'm not sure what weather app you're using, Ryan, but he says 90% chance of rain at kickoff. Preston is saying let it rain. I would typically say yes, but, I mean, Air Force loves to run the ball. That's their offense. I guess you could say the same for Boise State. They can certainly run the ball and pound the rock, and I think you'd have success there. But if you're talking about, a team that relies more heavily on the run, that is Air Force, and that probably would suit them well in a situation. So I don't know if there's one team. Maybe we can ask Jay Tust when he joins us here, 5-10 minutes, what that is, if there is a team that benefits more if there is a rain in the area. But certainly Air Force, that's their game, running the football. Boise State did have that one practice where they practiced in the rain a little bit. They were dropping balls left and right. So, I mean, from a wide receiver standpoint in that practice, so we'll have to wait and see if that, helps or doesn't help. Looking at some of the stats here, I guess the Notre Dame game is now suspended due to lightning, Jennifer says. UCF killing UNC. Bill not doing good. I guess Bill Belichick you're talking about. Good for McAllister. I guess he did something there. 254 receiving yards for Eric McAllister. 254 receiving yards. TCU up 35-24 on SMU. Wow, how about that? That's pretty crazy. So Joe just pulled up. All right, Joe, good. Glad that you made it here. So the parking lot. This is one of those cool stadiums where you can look out, as you can see, and see all the cars and see all the tailgating and all the fans showing up. You used to be able to see more until they built this Cusera Legacy Center here across there. But really cool. And the mountains, and obviously, are behind us. So if you're on the other side, you get a cool view of the mountains. If you're on this side, you get a cool view of the fields here. And there's the airstrip off to the right. There's the freeway. You can see Colorado Springs, off in the distance. So really nice view and cool view from the press box up here. Do they sell beer? I believe so. I'm pretty sure they do. Someone's asking. I think I saw that they had Bud Light as one of their sponsors. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they do, not up in the press box, of course, but they sell it out in the stands and looking. I see some food trucks and things over there to the left. I mean, it's an old stadium. It's pretty much all bench seating, but the way it kind of funnels down to the field, I mean, I think it's kind of a unique stadium, and you can see it. You can see it from my hotel over there. You can see it from the highway. It's kind of built into the side of the mountain here. So I am still keeping my fingers crossed on the flyover and the parachute team. I would suspect weather is going to play an issue with that. But always one of the cool things for me coming here is seeing the parachute team, seeing the flyover. They've got some A-10s, I believe, that'll be flying over. I hope they do that because that would be pretty cool. Dub says there's a beer garden over there. 100% rain at 4 p.m., but 50% at kickoff is what someone else is saying. So we'll have to see. I guess somebody was teasing me, missed it. Sorry about that. Let's see. Vandals up 7-0 on San Jose. Somebody says now 13-0. They have just scored again. Our statistician here off to the right. Appreciate the update there. 13-0 now. Maybe a PAT coming. That would be 14-0 Idaho. The Vandals. How about that? I mean, certainly we're seeing what Jason Eck is doing at New Mexico, but Idaho keeping it rolling with Ford, and that'd be a nice score if that held. We'll have to see, and I'm not sure San Jose, what to make of them either. But always cool. I mentioned the flyover. You got the cadets. The running of the cadets is always cool. Running into their seats, and a lot of cool traditions that they do here at the Air Force Academy. Jennifer says UNLV beat Miami of Ohio. Yeah, they did, and we saw that. They came back and won that one. Again, we got some scores earlier, but we're giving away $50 worth of gift cards, $25 to the James Kitchen and Bar. And Burke, if you're listening there at Idaho, at our friends there in Meridian at Uncle Bob's Pizza, Burke, if you're listening, I just promised a $25 gift card to Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian as well for whoever gets closest to the score. So hopefully that's okay with you and doable, and we'll give that away. I know you have some other gift cards and things there as well. But Uncle Bob's at Pizza in Meridian, if you still have an hour, kickoff's in an hour. If you're looking for something to do, you're watching the show right now, like 843 of you are, head on over to Uncle Bob's. They're going to have giveaways, all kinds of cool stuff going on. They're going to give away some gift cards and some raffles. They have $3 Coors Lights during the game, $3 Coors Lights during the game. So head on over there and get that. And if you can't make it for today, you can head over to there for the future road games, including the Notre Dame game coming up, and then obviously Thursday night football. Probably see the Reigns family there a decent amount. So appreciate Burke and everybody over there at Uncle Bob's Pizza. And, yeah, $25 to Uncle Bob's, $25 to the James if you can get closest to the score prediction. So we already had some of you give us your score predictions. If you haven't done it yet, give us your score prediction. Give us your where you're watching from, your shout out. We always love that kind of stuff. And we have Jessica Olson watching from Alaska. All right, Jessica. Well, thank you for watching from Alaska. We appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Oregon is up 41-7 on Oregon State. Let's see. Larjam is calling it. Boise State will not shut down the triple option. All right, we'll see there. Dubs got 27-21. We've got 20-28. Rolf is taking Boise State there. Yeah, Jennifer, wish you could go to Uncle Bob's. You're missing out. It's a pretty cool spot there. So we'll be checking in about 15 minutes with the crew there at Uncle Bob's. That'll be DJ Schramm as well as Nathan Carrol. Looking forward to getting their update and take on the game. We had them get there early. I know the crowd is still kind of filing in. The game's in an hour, so folks will be showing up here in the near future. But they got all the games on and stuff, and we'll be checking in with them in about 15 minutes over there at Uncle Bob's to get their thoughts on the pregame and make sure our main man, Kanan Rogers, set everything up correctly. So hopefully he did. So appreciate them for being there at Uncle Bob's, and we'll check in with them there shortly. You do see a live look at the Air Force Academy, Falcon Stadium. Both teams are starting onto the field to warm up here. There's a 50-yard field goal from Colton Boomer, and that looks like it went through. I believe that was made there, a 50-yard field goal from Colton Boomer. He's certainly got a leg for a 50-yard field goal. We'll see with the accuracy. He's going to take another one here, it looks like, going back-to-back. Believe he wants 2 attempts on the 50-yarder. That one is up, and that one also appears to be good. So there you go. Colton Boomer looks like he just put it in there from 50 yards, or at least I'm going to say he did because I couldn't really tell from here. But 3 kickers, all 3 kickers are getting reps here during the warm-ups. That is pretty rare, just to be completely honest, to get 3 kickers to go through the full warm-ups here at Falcon Stadium. But if you're not sure who your kicker is going to be, you want to give all 3 guys spots. There's Cannon Moore. He just made one from, it looks like 50 yards as well. So you have Stacy Collins out there overseeing this, talking to the kickers here. So big storyline today is going to be the kickers and whether or not they can, get on track and make some field goals and have that not be a factor. I mean, if you're Boise State, certainly you want to not have to worry about field goal kicking. You'd like that to not be any kind of issue today. You'd like to just score touchdowns and not have to worry about it. But at some point, they're going to have to make a field goal and make a big kick for you. And if that needs to be today, hopefully they can get it done. Colton Boomer right there. Looks like that was right down the middle. They're slapping him 5. That was about a 42-yarder there on the right. So Boise State again going blue helmets, white jerseys, white pants tonight. You typically go white pants a lot on the road, especially when it's turf. Down there at USF, they went blue pants because Dale, the equipment guy, doesn't love the white pants on the grass. So you've got the white pants tonight and blue helmets for Boise State. So crowd starting to file in. We're going to continue to take those score predictions. We'll give some shout-outs. We've had the Hassanin family watching from Egypt. So they're Cairo, Egypt. They're probably going to win the award for furthest away watching from that standpoint. But Alaska's chimed in, Texas, believe California, multiple states are checking in. So Chad's going 35-21 is his prediction for this one. 44-17 is J-Dub. We got 38-28. Hey, we can audible here. Hey, DJ and Nathan, if you guys are ready, we can audible. We're going to have Jay Tuss, but if Jay Tuss is working, you want to work for a few minutes, Jay? I'll bring them in first. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can go to these guys if they want to jump in, and we can see if they're ready, and then you can finish with – Jay's putting some content out for Bronco Studios here, so he'll join us in a little bit. Give me a thumbs up, Nathan, if you're ready. I can see you down there on the screen. If not, we'll give you some more time. But they're not ready. Okay, just got the no. We're not ready yet. So all right. When you guys are ready, send me a text, and we'll get you guys on. And excited to get your guys' preview there. So 38-24 is David's projection there. Let's see what else we got here. 41-24 is Parker. Appreciate Christy for watching. 38-24 is the prediction as well. Double O'Neill going 50-17 for his prediction. 37-21 is Ben's. Let's see what else we got. Ben is watching in Tampa, by the way, as well. Thank you for watching down there in Tampa. Let's see. Robbie Robinson is watching from Fresno, California. Not sure what you're doing in Fresno, Robbie. Take care of yourself there. Appreciate you for watching. We got 20-14 as the projection here. We got 55-27. Keep the predictions coming in, folks. Creamy cold Boise. Shane Burt might win the where I'm most jealous of. He's at the Sandbar in San Diego. I know right where the spot he is at, and I am super jealous, Shane. Hopefully you're having a cold one. You can see the beach right there. You've got the roller coaster probably going off right there to the left, all the games there at the park. And is that Belmont Park, I believe, is the name right there. So that's a pretty cool area there. So, Shane, jealous. Matthew, again, going 57-50. You said that earlier. You said 57-50 earlier, Matthew. That would be quite the score prediction if that ends up being the case here. I'm wondering when they're going to turn the lights on here. It's cloudy, and it's I guess they're saving the Air Force Academy is saving the light bill here, not turning the lights on yet during warm-ups here. Boise State specialists on the field. We have some of the Air Force specialists, and I think we have our crew there at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Let's see if we do here. I think we do. We'll chime in with our guys there. Guys, how we doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Are we good? We're on right now. We're doing great. Yeah, sorry when you initially had us come on, we were having an issue with one of the mics, but hopefully you can hear us all right now. We sound all good on your end?
We can. It sounds great, and I know the crowd's still arriving there. That should be fun. DJ, appreciate you for jumping on doing this. It's going to be a fun afternoon, hopefully fun for you and Boise State talking about the game today. But I'll throw it to you guys for some predictions and thoughts and then jump back in. But I know, DJ, you've played Air Force a couple times, and it's always been quite the battle. And I know as much as you wish you were out there, probably having a cold one in your hand and not having to worry about that triple option today probably doesn't feel half bad either.
Yeah, definitely not. Body's definitely going to feel a lot better this evening than the guys that are going to be on the field, that's for sure. This is definitely a tighten up your chin strap and put your mouthpiece in type of game because no matter what the records are for this game, Air Force always plays a super tough, so got to be ready for them.
And I think even beyond that, it's put on the knee pads, maybe put on shin pads, because you're going to get some chop blocks against Air Force, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was that the worst part about playing the triple option, was just all the chop blocks and the cut blocks you get throughout the game?
Yeah, they've cut down on it a little bit with the rules. You can't do it downfield anymore, but back when they could, yeah, it was brutal. They were coming from all angles. So,
yeah. So DJ, you were on the 2022 team, 2020. Well, you were on the team for 6 years, but started on the 2022 team, started on the 2023 team. Talk a little bit about, from a defensive schematic point of view, maybe it's just the linebackers, but as a defense as a whole, what are you looking for? What are your keys? What does it take to stop a triple option attack like Air Force's?
Yeah, your keys, what you're reading pre-snap is going to determine this game for the defense. I mean, you have to be locked in on where your eyes are pre-snap, and then you have to trust what your keys are telling you, because there's a lot of misdirection in the backfield. That's how Air Force, they get their chunk plays, is by getting guys looking in the wrong place. So as long as your eyes are in the right spot, these guys, they should be able to handle them today.
And talk a little bit about that. So when you're playing, Mike, or if you're playing Sam, are you reading a guard? Are you reading one of the wing backs that they put in motion? Like, typically, where do you set your keys if you're one of the linebackers?
Yeah, so if you're playing in the middle, we'll see a lot of 3-3 from our defense today. We usually pull that a lot against the triple option. So we'll have one linebacker sack behind the nose. He'll be keying through the center to the fullback. That's your main triangles, we like to say, for the linebacker. And then the guys on the edge, the Will and the Sam, they're going to be keying the end man in the line of scrimmage. That could be a wing, that could be a tackle. So it just comes down to that.
Okay. And then, so when you guys played Air Force, you said you guys ran a lot of 3-3, so you went more odd front.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, I was going back and doing some research in the 2022 team. I mean, you essentially played J.L. Skinner as a third linebacker.
Yep.
2023 team, it was essentially Tubner and Shea Oladipo as a third linebacker. This team doesn't totally have a big-bodied safety like that. I mean, there's no one like J.L. Skinner. You got to make many guys like J.L. Skinner.
Yeah.
So one of the speculations that I had was, do they just run a more traditional 4-3 front, right? Put Bone Phelps in there as Will instead of a nickel. Having been through the program, been around some of these coaches, do you have any ideas or predictions on what they might do? Do they just try to rotate a safety into the box? Do they play three linebackers? Where do you sort of see that playing time shake out?
Yeah, traditionally we use that 4 down front as more of a switch up, just to show them a different look, so we're not showing them the same thing each time. But I think we'll see a lot of either Ty Benefield or Zion Washington playing that walk down Sam or boundary linebacker position today. They're going to need to be physical in the run game. I mean, that's just what it is playing against Air Force. You got to be physical, and I think both those guys are more than capable of getting the job done. And I think we'll also see a lot of Jake Rip. I think we could see him playing some Mike today behind Marco, but we also could see him playing some Will too, especially in our 2-backer looks, that 4 down front.
And talk a little bit about the difference. So you say Mike and Will, when you're playing the option, how does that look different? What are the different, assignments and goals? The Mike just taking the fullback every time, or is it more complex than that?
Yeah, so the Mike is always going to be responsible for the dive. So when in doubt, you tackle the dive, whether you know he has the ball or not, because if that thing busts for 80, that's on you. So he's going to be primarily the dive winner in that 3 down front, that 3-3 stack. And then the Will in that 3-3 stack, he's going to be reading quarterback to pitch. So he'll be staying lateral along the line of scrimmage, or they usually play him 3 yards off the line off the line of scrimmage. So he'll be playing lateral down that line, quarterback to pitch. And then in our 4 down 2 linebacker, they'll be playing their kind of traditional spots pre-snap. And they're both just reading guard to fullback, and depending on if the play goes to you or away from you, you're tackling the dive, you're playing quarterback to pitch.
Love it. That's some good teach tape right there, guys. That's how you play the option. All right, big picture. You've seen this defense 2 games now. Obviously, struggled a little bit against USF, and then Eastern Washington, really strong performance. How do you feel like this defense holds up against Air Force in the triple option today?
I think they're going to get the job done. I think as long as they fly around, and the big thing that comes down to this game is tackling too. You got to get 11 guys to the football.
Yeah.
And one of my keys for the game was control line of scrimmage. And on defense, that's all 11. That's from your nose tackle all the way to your corner, because your corners are just as much involved in the run game as your nose tackle is. So those guys, they got to be dialed in, they got to be locked in, and we got to be flying to the football because Air Force, they run hard. Their guys, they're hard nosed and they run tough. So it's not always going to be the first guy that gets there is going to get them down. So we got to be flying to the football.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, especially with some of the tackling issues Boise State has had. Extra importance when you're playing Air Force to be able to get in, make tackles, wrap up, and get guys to the ground. Because if you're giving up 5 or 6 yards per run because you're not making tackles when you get them at the 2-yard line, that's how this offense really starts rolling. One of the keys on the defensive side that I had was just don't get beat deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways the Air Force can get you is they lull you to sleep, right? Triple option, wing back toss. Then all of a sudden they get over the top. And this Air Force team in particular, they're throwing the ball a lot more than normal. This doesn't sound like that much, but they've had 20 or 40 dropbacks, through 2 games, right? Mm-hmm. Which again is way less than most of the rest of the nation, but for Air Force, that's a lot of passing. Just having experience playing against them, how does your read and your keys, how does that adjust when they finally do go play action and try to get one over the top?
Yeah, because even on their play action, a lot of times their linemen will still fire off the ball a little bit to kind of sell that run fake because they do a lot of it off the play action. But there's keys pre-snap that in the past we've been able to pick up on that give us a good indication on if it's run or pass. But if they're passing the ball more this year, we play when I was playing, we play 2 high safety, or like cover 4 base, probably 95% of the game just to get that extra run fitter. But if they're playing more, we could see a little bit more of like a post defense closing the middle of the field to protect against those deep shots.
Yeah, and historically under Chenander, it's been a lot of base quarters and then a lot of cover 0, cover 1 when they dial up their pressure packages. Do you see any pressure packages against Air Force? Even if you've got 3rd and 7, Air Force is still liable to run the ball and try to get a 4th and 3. So, being in those meeting rooms, do we expect to see a lot of pressure packages? Is it just going to be a lot of we're going to play our base stuff and just try to win at the line of scrimmage and play good, fundamental defense?
Yeah, no, they'll have them in for sure, but they're going to be very Coach Chins and Coach D and that whole D staff. They're going to be very smart on when they use them. Don't expect to see a lot of it early, but key downs in the game, stuff where you absolutely need to stop. And it's mostly run blitzes, like 3rd and shorts. If they're going for on 4th down, we could see those come out where we're blitzing guys to the B gap on both sides. And obviously, if we get them in obvious passing downs where maybe they're in their own territory and they're behind the sticks, we might see something too.
And I think that's why one of the big keys when you're playing Air Force, get up early, right? If you can get out to a 10-0, 17-0 lead and they're sort of forced early on to start throwing the ball and get out of their comfort zone, you can start to play a little bit more of what Boise State wants to do, which is get him in those uncomfortable passing downs, dial up your pressure packages. And, it's one of those cliches that is true of every game. You always want to be up early. You always want to be up, period. But I think especially against Air Force, it's a spot that I think you want to be up. And I do think, I wrote a little bit about this in the preview, but I think this is a good spot for Boise State's offense in particular. If you look where Air Force has struggled going back to last year and then even including the first 2 games this year, they give up a lot of explosive runs, and they've struggled to give up some of the shorter and intermediate stuff in the passing game. That's the Boise State offense right there, right?
Yeah.
Like try to reel off those 15, 20-yard runs and hit play action and get louder and Caples underneath. Obviously, you're a defensive mastermind being a linebacker, green dot, all that stuff. But on the offensive side, any thoughts on Boise State's offense and how they match up in this one?
Yeah, our skill players have to win today. It's no secret, as much as we love and appreciate Air Force and the sacrifice that they make for our country, our athletes are better than their athletes. So our skilled players have to win today. They have to separate. They have to make plays in space. I think it comes down to that on the offensive side of the ball. And also on the offensive side, we have to dominate the line of scrimmage. We have to be able to impose our will. We have to run the ball when they know we're running the ball. We have to be able to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards when, hey, everyone in the stadium might know we're running the ball, but we have to be able to get that push up front. And like I said, our skill players, they got to win on the outside.
Yeah, and in the running game, we saw Sire Gaines kind of break out and look like the RB1 against Eastern Washington. And then obviously Malik Sherrod and Dylan Riley both had phenomenal games in their own right. Do you have any opinions or thought? And I know you know some of those guys, right? So you probably don't want to bash anyone, which I think they've all been good. There's probably no bashing to be done. But any thoughts on how you'd like to see the carries shake out in that room?
I kind of like the running back by committee that they got going on. I mean, I think they both, or all three of them, have very unique skill sets. I think Malik does a great job catching the ball in the backfield. I think Sire's a great first, second down, run the ball downhill. I think Dylan Riley's very explosive, and we can use him a lot in the screen game. So I'd love to see a mix of all three today. I think all three have really big strengths in their game. I think they can help us out a lot.
And then last thing here before we kick it back to BJ, special teams has been a talk of the season already for Boise State. BJ was just talking about the kicking battle, but in your time you played a lot of special teams at Boise State. The return game hasn't been there. The coverage teams have been good so far this year, but obviously last season and in prior seasons have been a bit of an issue. Being on those return teams, those coverage teams, what do they need to do to start to make plays and be an additive unit for this team, especially against an Air Force unit that currently ranks, I believe, 125th in special teams SP+. So this is a game where they probably see opportunity. We might be able to bust off a big return or get them on a fake punt. Being in those meeting rooms, what do you feel like they need to do to try to get a big play on special teams?
I think 90% of special teams just comes down to effort. I mean, you got have guys that they want to do it. They want it more than anything. Because a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times those are guys that maybe aren't running with the ones, getting 40, 50 snaps a game. So those guys need to realize that when they get their opportunity to go in the game, that this is their chance to show something. This is their chance to maybe earn more snaps on offense or defense. So I'd love to see those guys fly around and make a plays today. One of my other keys of games was steal a possession. Okay. We got to fake a punt, get a turnover. We got to, like you mentioned, get Air Force off schedule, off what they want to do, which is just bleed the clock, 3 yards of play, lean on you for 4 quarters. So if we can do that, if we can steal possession, we can do something special on special teams. I think it'll be great for the Broncos.
Yeah, I saw that 57-50 prediction in the chat. I don't know if Air Force has ever had a game where both teams scored 50 because their ideal game is 8 possessions, right? Let's make this thing an absolute rock fight. Big picture, just final, thoughts, keys to the game, and then give us a final score prediction for this one.
Yeah, my keys to the game are we got to start fast. Like I kind of just said, we got to get up early. We got to get them behind schedule so that we can be in a favorable position for the rest of the game. But also that doesn't tell the whole story because you can get up big, but you can't let them back in. You got to get on them and stay on them early. Next thing, control line of scrimmage. I mean, like I said, on defense, that takes all 11. We got to impose our will on offense and defense. Or on offense, we got to run the ball. On defense, we got to create negative plays from the line of scrimmage, and we got to fly to the football. And then my last key of the game was, like I just said, steal a possession. We got to make a play on special teams. We got to do something to get them behind schedule because that's not what they want to be. And then my score prediction for this game, I got 31-17 Broncos.
Broncos, there you go. That's actually, it's very close to what I had in the prediction article. I had 33-17. I figured the kicking situation, maybe you miss an extra point or somewhere that gives you a bit of an odd score. But yeah, I like a lot of what you said. I think you got to start fast. I think you need to get the ground game going, especially against Air Force. Typically has a little bit smaller defensive lines, right? Because of some of those restrictions in their conditioning program that they have to do. Boise State, you've got an NFL lineman in Cage Casey, Mason Randolph, Roger Carrion. Those guys are butt kickers. They need to have a really strong game today, come out, get the ground game established. For those of you guys who are subscribed to the gambling column, I put in there my best bet is Boise State team total in the first half, over 14.5 points. It's already clicked up to 16.5, so the market's in on that one as well. But I think for the most part, I think the scripted stuff Nate Potter's done has looked really good. The results haven't always come. Obviously, you get the touchdown against Eastern Washington on the opening drive. But against USF, you're marching down the field before a fumble happens, right? Mm-hmm. I think that they're going to get points up early. I think they're going to get out in front of Air Force and sort of force Air Force outside their comfort zone. And look, I'm a lot lower on this Air Force team than consensus. Last week, I had Utah State as 5-point dogs, and they obviously ended up winning by 19, I believe it was. I think this Air Force team has some issues. And if you're a fan sitting at home, yes, it's Air Force. And especially for Boise State fans, that's a bit of a stumbling block, right? It hasn't always been easy heading over to Colorado Springs and taking on the Falcons. But I think this Air Force team in particular, this is one that you have to be able to win, and I think you have to be able to make it look a little bit comfortable, right? Because I don't think that this is a great Air Force team. I think they're near the bottom of the conference. So I'm with you. I've got 33-17. I think the Broncos look good, and hopefully we can come here and do the post-game show and talk about Broncos getting a big win and looking good. So any final thoughts, DJ?
No, I think you covered it.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
All right. Hey, BJ, thanks for having us. We're starting to have people file in here to Uncle Bob's. We're going to have a great atmosphere. So if you're in town, you're looking for something to do for the game, come on down to Uncle Bob's and come watch it with us.
I do have a couple quick questions for DJ here real quick, DJ. I don't know if you can see on the screen or not. I know it's a little delayed. Maybe you can see it on the computer screen or not. It's going to be a little delayed. But I got video here of the team walking into the tunnel here. And right above Spencer Danielson as you walk in the locker room there, the lack of oxygen warning sign right there on the wall there. What do you remember? I guess there's fans in the chat asking just how real is the elevation? How big of a deal is that? How much more do you need to rotate, et cetera? But also just how'd you guys prepare for that? Did coaches and team meetings kind of tell you to not fall for that stuff in terms of the signs and everything? And was there more, pickle juice on the sidelines? But what do you make of the elevation out here at Air Force? Number 2 in the country at 6,600 feet.
Yeah, they like to put it in your face, definitely as you're walking in the stadium, make you think about it. But at the end of the day, they got to plan it too. So, I never really thought it was that big of a factor. But yeah, they like to claim all this stuff, but I don't think it'll be any difference today.
And what about the weather? It is the skies are darkening a little bit here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And there is a chance of some rain potentially during this game. Air Force obviously built on running the football. I mean, Boise State can certainly run the football as well. But if there were to be some weather in this game, as a player, is there one side or the other you think would benefit from that?
Definitely the defenses are going to benefit from that just because it's going to be a little harder to hold on to the ball for the offense. But we got to focus on defense. We got to get 11 guys to the football. Guys, it gets slippery when the rain starts coming down, and Air Force is really going to lean on that run game. So we got to get guys in the box. We got to get guys flying to the football.
Okay, a couple. Chad's asking about the double watches there. He said, "All right, big money."
Well, one's a fitness tracker, so I wish it was 2 watches.
Is that a notebook to the right of you there?
It is. I had to come prepared.
Okay, yeah, that's what you're way too prepared for this show. So yeah, you put that thing away for the rest of the day. No. That in all seriousness, great job. We appreciate it. I guess the final question here, they have an over/under going in the chat. Over/under on Uncle Bob's pizza slices. Both of you are going to take down tonight. So. Going to get some pizza and a couple of cold ones and enjoy the game, but should be a fun time for you guys there.
Oh, yeah, fired up. Great atmosphere, great place, great pizza, cold beer. Can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, I'd set that over-under at like 10.5 pizzas. Between the two. 10.5 slices, probably not full pizzas.
Okay.
I'd take the over.
Yeah. Can I add this, BJ? Not only do both teams have to play in the altitude, but the reporters and the media do as well. I don't know if you've talked about this, but I believe you've mentioned there's no elevator up to the press box at Air Force. So
we started I know everybody knows how tip-top shape I'm in, but we had to start the pregame show about 5 minutes later than I had expected and hoped to. And I'm not going to confirm or deny it was because I was catching my breath from walking from the field. I mean, you see the shot right here. You have to walk from the field literally up to the top of the seating area here. There is no elevator, and it's not quite. Even DJ doing a couple hundred steps here would probably be a little bit winded by the time you get up here. But it reminds you pretty quick that you're very out of shape when you come to Air Force and walk from the field up to the press box. But luckily the players are in much better shape than I am. But guys, appreciate you for jumping on. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the pizza. I know there's going to be a halftime raffle, some fun stuff, and then hopefully I'll be able to jump on with you guys at halftime. I'm going to sneak back down to this booth. We'll get some halftime thoughts, and then obviously post-game show. You guys are going to take it for the first hour or so while I'm interviewing Spencer Danielson and some players, and then I'll jump on after that. So appreciate you, DJ, for coming. Appreciate Kanan, our great intern, for setting everything up. Looks like he set it all up correctly there. So good job. Make sure that guy gets a beer too and some pizza as well. He's a senior in college. You mentioned free food and beer, and he's in. So we appreciate all you guys and the BNN crew there, and hope some folks are going to make their way over to Uncle Bob's, and we'll talk to you guys at halftime.
Perfect. Thanks, BJ.
Thanks, BJ. Go
Thanks.
Broncos.
Yep, there they are, DJ Schramm and Nathan Carrol. We appreciate them. They are live there at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian, and excited for them. And great analysis there from DJ Schramm, and they're going over, I guess, on the pizza slices there. So appreciate all of them for joining us. As you can see on the right side of the screen, the entire Boise State team has taken the field for warmups. And they got the white pants, white jerseys, and the blue helmets there for Boise State today. And as I said, they do not have the lighting turned on yet here, but the skies are cloudy. And like I said, I think there's a little bit of blue sky in the distance, but I think this could rain at some point here for Boise State. So we'll have to see if weather's a factor in this game. We'll have to see if that's a factor or not. But I think Boise State's ready for it. They had that practice, and obviously, they'll be prepared for that. But a couple keys for me before we get Jay Tuss on here momentarily. I've talked about it all week, but that lack of experience against the triple option, I'm a little nervous about it. Some other folks aren't. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and I'm overstating this. I was going to ask DJ Schramm about this and forgot, but only 3 players on Boise State's defense have played more than 3 career snaps against the Air Force triple option. Jaden Mickey's the 4th. He played Navy twice. But in terms of experience against Air Force triple option, you have Jaden Virgin Morgan, you have Braxton Feely, and you have Amarion McCoy. And those are 3, key starters, 3 key guys that it's good that they have the experience, but not a lot of other guys do have experience against this triple option at Air Force. And so I'm very curious if that's going to be a factor or not. Typically, Air Force, early in the game, the defense is kind of trying to sort things out. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Air Force goes right down the field and scores, and you're like, oh, wow, this could be a long game. Well, that's what Air Force does sometimes. They have early in the game, they have some excess. Then the defense makes their adjustments, locks in. Guys can take a deep breath and have a little, have a drive or 2 under their belt, and then typically they would, get better as the game goes on. Hopefully, for Boise State's sake, they don't give up the early touchdown. But if they do, that is, something that I wouldn't get super concerned with if the defense can kind of adjust to it. But like I said, when you only have 3 players that have played against Air Force, you do have 1 snap for Max Steege and you have 2 snaps for Zion Washington. I hope that's not a factor. You hope that, and as Preston says, eye discipline. I mean, it's a very unique offense. And if you've never played against it, I think it's something to be slightly concerned with as a fan or someone looking at this objectively. Is that going to be any kind of issue for Boise State, the lack of experience against the triple option? We'll find out. Maybe I'm making a big deal of nothing. I hope I am for Boise State's sake. I'm not saying they're going to lose the game. I just think they could have, that could be a little bit of an adjustment period early on, especially with that triple option for the guys that don't have a lot of experience for it. So Kip Booten is here at the game, says he was watching out in the parking lot, says I'll see you in the stadium. Sounds good, Kip. A lot of fans chiming in here. Looks like Boise State fans were told to wear orange, it looks like. So you see some orange kind of spread out throughout the stadium. There's a nice set over across Boise State's bench. There's some to the right over here as well. Nice crowd filing in. I never saw the number if they're expecting a sellout or a big crowd, but certainly out there in the parking lot, you see a lot of cars and a lot more cars continuing to chime in here at the Air Force Academy. Falcon Stadium is the location here for Boise State and Air Force. You see Boise State going through from 7-on-7 drills over on the right side of your screen. Air Force doing some drills to the left side of the screen. I haven't heard anything for sure. It looks like some of the cadets are still over to the right on top of the one of the press box areas over there. So I hope that means that they're still going to be doing the flyover and there's not a lot of wind. So I hope for the sake of the parachuters, I mean, if there's not a lot of rain, hopefully if there's no wind, they can still do the parachute jump. But I am excited for that. As I said a couple times, one of my favorite things about coming here is the parachute jumpers and the I think they have the Eagle as well, or the Falcon, I guess it would be, that flies in. A lot of cool pregame traditions here at Air Force. We do have 29 minutes on the clock. Shane says, I'm with you. Always makes me nervous with the triple option. Yeah, we're having fun. If you got a final score prediction or comment or thought, you can let us know. Jay Tuss going to join us momentarily here on the pregame show. Hopefully you're following Jay and Boise State on social media. They got some great stuff They had the Bronco Studios show yesterday, and then I know they're working on some pregame videos and things. If you look at the 33-yard line, you can see Spencer Danielson chatting with Troy Calhoun. 19 years, the head coach at Air Force for Troy Calhoun, one of the longest tenured coaches in college football. They are now at the 40-yard line, just below me on the screen, the left 40. You can see Troy Calhoun in all white pretty much, Spencer Danielson in all black. Boise State's coaches going with the black polos and sweatshirts today, and as they typically do. And there's the final handshake, and Spencer will head back over to his team, and you have Troy Calhoun, 19 years at the Air Force. Are you able to stream that part of program? I'm not sure. I could if I'm still on. We'll see. That's going to be a little tough. There's a lot going on. I don't know if I can. Hey, we're going to take a 30-second break to thank our friends at rowpaint.com, and then Jay Tust. Get your two-part questions in for Jay Tust. What do you got? You can ask a serious one, and if you want to go, we heard Cody Gogler's bench press numbers. We can see what Jay's, up to these days. But the great Jay Tust will give his keys to the game, his final thoughts here in 30 seconds on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Bronco Nation News live at the Air Force Academy getting set. We're 30 minutes from kickoff. We're back right after this.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with a room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
All right, we got Jay Tust here, Bronco Studios. Jay, I know you're working on some pregame videos and things, so we're going to try to keep it brief with you because I know you have a lot of things you're working on, but appreciate you for stopping by, and always fun coming down here to the Air Force Academy.
Yeah, I really like it. It's kind of like a sneaky, cool atmosphere here because they just have some pageantry to their game day, whether it be the Falcon flying, the flyover of the B-10s we'll see later on today. When they sing the national anthem, I don't know why, but it just means a little bit more here. I guess I should know why. It just means a little bit more here, it feels like. And there's just a certain level of respect to this game. You see the cadets over there piling into, that area right behind the Boise State bench. And it's a cool atmosphere, kind of a sneaky, neat atmosphere. And, I'm sure you've mentioned this already, BJ. I know you've talked about it earlier this week, but it is the final time that, Boise State will be coming here. I want to say for the foreseeable future, but it really might be a minute, BJ, because even if Boise State moves when they move to the Pac-12, even if they get that extra non-conference game, I just don't think that, that this is a game you're going to be jumping at the schedule.
No.
It has nothing to do with, out of respect for Air Force, like, heck yeah, put them on the schedule every season, but it's such a unique offense, and it would take so much to prepare for one non-conference game. I just don't see them jumping at making sure this game, gets on the schedule in the future.
Jay, we had fun last night going over and seeing Mike Sanford over there at Valor Christian High School. Brock Heward on that staff as well. Mike Sanford, obviously former quarterback, offensive coordinator, hosts Ball Talk on Wednesdays with Johnny. But, man, he runs that thing in a big-time program, a big-time way. He runs it like a college program. We were able to be on the sidelines. We got to go into the halftime coaches meeting. I haven't mentioned it yet on the show, but I wanted to throw it out there that we're appreciative of Mike, and I think he may even be watching, but that was fun last night.
Yeah, it was cool just to kind of be a fly on the wall there for a minute, and Mike does such a good job, and it really is cool to see him kind of go to work. And honestly, I mean, we've known Mike for quite some time now, and I don't know if I've ever got to actually see that side of him. Like, we've talked X's and O's. We know that he's brilliant. We know that he's competitive and all that stuff. But just fun to see him back in a position where he belongs. Mike Sanford's a leader. He's a coach. And it's cool to see him also, molding the minds of those kids that are really going to benefit from having him as their head coach.
Jay, you were able, for your duties with Bronco Studios and now part of Boise State, got to fly over on the team charter yesterday. You've been around the team in the hotel. You made the 45-minute drive. How nice is the police escort, by the way? But what is the kind of mood, the vibe of the team heading into this one?
Honestly, I don't get a lot of time around the team. Like, you see them kind of passing in the hallways at times from going meeting to meeting or whatever. I will say this, it's the first time that they watch a hype video before they come. It's pretty typical for any college football team to do that. They watch a hype video before they leave the hotel, and I'm assuming that you felt that energy throughout the entire hotel. there were probably some people staying there that wondered what the heck was going on. They're fired up for this game. They're fired up to start Mountain West Conference play. And, I think they're also fired up to begin the climb of defending their Mountain West title for a second, third, defending it for a second straight year, trying to win their third in a row, something that's never been done in this league.
Yeah, and it does seem like that's a big deal, especially the three-peat on the way out the door, kind of, one-fingered salute to the rest of the league as you say goodbye. I mean, I feel like, it's always a huge deal. And in this case, let's be honest, too, after losing the South Florida game, like, that's got to be your main goal right now. Like, maybe you hope some stuff happens and maybe the playoff becomes a picture at some point. But right now, winning the Mountain West has to be that goal, and that starts today.
It's the main goal right now, BJ, because let's face it, they absolutely have to do that in order to get back to the college football playoff, especially with that one non-con slip-up. So they got to go undefeated in conference play. I mean, I really think that that's what it takes. Now, that being said, strive for perfection, but, putting too much pressure on yourself is not going to be a good thing. So they have to play free. They have to play easy, and it begins with a really difficult challenge today. Like, this Air Force team, man, they've moved the ball on offense this year. They're averaging almost 40 points per game this year. Do we know much about their competition? Honestly, no, not yet. Probably not assuming that it's been elite so far, but I don't care, man. 40 points per game at this level is legit. And Boise State's going to have to bring it defensively today. And, they're down a couple guys at that edge position too. Jaden Virgin Morgan's probably going to have to play a lot today. And behind him, man, you get down that depth chart, and I'm thinking Mason Jacobson.
We haven't announced. We haven't said. I should have brought that up earlier, but we found out 3 hours before kickoff. Bull and Sterling Lane both out for today's game. Do we even know when they got hurt or what happened?
We don't. But I will say this: we did have a heads up on Thursday, which is new this year. Honestly, it would have been maybe 20 minutes ago that we would have found out about that. On with typical protocols, Boise State usually announces who is out for the game about 45 minutes before kickoff. But now, you see this 48-hour announcement that you have to do, and then you have to update it again 3 hours before kickoff. So you see a couple of edge players on that depth chart missing.
And then also we're out without Breezy Dubar for Boise State
that
today.
That was not much of a surprise, I would say.
No, not at all. So the band's getting ready to take the field here. Jay, final thing from you, just some keys and just your final thoughts on this game.
Fly to the ball and tackle, man. The Air Force makes you feel how wide a football field is. What is it, 53 and a quarter yards or something like that?
Yeah.
They make you feel it. I'm assuming that DJ Schramm understands how big a field can feel at times against Air Force.
He can hear you right now. He's in the middle of probably a big swig of Coors Light and a slice of pizza.
I just wanted to give him a shout out because DJ's the man, and I loved watching him play college football. And I hope that these guys today play with the same level of passion and spirit that guy brought to the defense. They need that. I think the perfect guy to do it is Marco Notriani, though. Another really bright guy. He's a student athlete. He's successful academically and as an athlete. He's going to be the guy in the center of that defense, barking orders at everybody. It's going to be big on him to get everybody lined up and make sure that they fit this thing up today and play disciplined, sound football against the option. You can't be a hero against this offense. Otherwise, you're going to be a zero really quick. So everybody has to do their job today against Air Force.
What did I pull you from? What are we going to see soon on Twitter?
I'm going to throw it out there on Instagram, on Twitter. Right. But it's a little pregame last look at the field and whatnot, injury report, all that stuff. I'm sure you've covered a lot of it on your show, but want to hit you with some news before kickoff.
Jay_Tust on Twitter. We'll be looking for it. Appreciate it, Jay.
Later, buddy. Good job.
There he is, Jay Tust. Appreciate him. Bronco Studios for coming on. You can see the band. The academy. Look, this is the running of the cadets. You see all the cadets. What a cool tradition here. All of the cadets at the Air Force Academy are walking and marching onto the field, and they will break formation and sprint to the seats to try to get the best seats in the house here shortly. So we will try to show that if we can before we get out of here. I did want to bring up, I know some folks were mentioning in the chat, there was the photo that was out there of the Boise State basketball players wearing the Utah Utes gear. Jeremiah Dickey has sent out a tweet about it. He says, we're aware of today's situation. We represent something bigger than ourselves. We don't wear other logos. Great opportunity to lead and educate on the importance of representing Bronco sports and why it matters. Love our guys and know they bleed blue. Learning opportunity. I thought it was cool they got to meet Dave Portnoy. I personally don't have a big issue with it. If you actually think they support Utah more than Boise State or something, or that they don't bleed blue because they went to a football game down there, then I'm sorry, I can't really help you. Is it a good look? No, I understand that. I will say that. It's not a great look. But these are college kids. They made an honest mistake. I think they're getting unfairly crushed on social media for it, to be honest. It's not a great look. It's something you probably can't do, and they should have thought it through. I'm not, totally saying it's a nothing. It's a big deal. It is, and you can't do that. But there is more to the story. They've got some friends that are down there. They were also there's a sick family member of one of the players they were down supporting as well and visiting. I mean, there is more to the story as to why they were down there. Heck, you probably had to wear Utah gear to get into the little area where Dave Portnoy was. They're not putting somebody in Boise State gear down by the stage. I get it. Shouldn't have done it. Not condoning it. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Not a great look. But there is more to the story, and these are college kids, and they made an honest mistake, and there's really no need to crush them for it, in my opinion. And it's over, and you move on, and it is what it is. But Jeremiah Dickey does have a tweet out about it, and you can go check that out. But the cadets are still marching in here. This is pretty cool. In years past, they didn't require all of the cadets to be here. I believe, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the different squadrons and the different things? I believe they're broken up into some different areas, but this is really, really cool. To see all the cadets in full uniform here. They've got the hats. They're all walking into the different areas here. And then you see the open seating to the left. They're going to take off and sprint to try to get the best seats here in a little bit. So if you're one of these, however they drew the straws, these cadets that are in the back are going to have the shortest run to get the best seats here, it looks like. So one of the many cool traditions here, the running of the cadets at the Air Force Academy, and they are still marching in as they continue to come in on both sides. You have the band playing there in the end zone, and the crowd starting to file in as well. So this is really, really cool to see and be here in person for this, and hope you guys are enjoying seeing this live footage here on Bronco Nation News. Again, Lithia, Florida, Boise, we appreciate them, sponsor of our pregame show. We'll have the Jacksons postgame show coming up after the game. And if you are watching at Uncle Bob's Pizza, we appreciate all you that have showed up. Take advantage of the great pizza they have there, the $3 Coors Lights. Enter in the raffle and win some prizes and things. And if you have a halftime thought or postgame thought, I think they have an extra mic there. Maybe they'll throw you a mic and you can jump on the show. But if you're not there this game, get there for the next game. Get to Uncle Bob's Pizza there in Meridian. Great spot. We appreciate Burke and the whole crew there. Thursday night football, Monday night football, NFL football on Sundays. Great spot to watch football. And if you want to go watch some of the other games, but also watch the Boise State game with other fans, the spot to go is certainly Uncle Bob's Pizza there in Meridian. And they're streaming the pregame show live. I know they got it on a couple cameras there. So pretty cool here. The full field covered by the cadets. I'm trying to get video of this as they're showing it on the screen here, as they're showing it live. But we'll just dive out for a second and see if you can hear this and watch the running of the cadets, an awesome tradition here at the Air Force Academy. The playing of our national anthem here at the Air Force Academy. Again, one of the coolest traditions, the running of the cadets here at the Air Force Academy. Forward. All right, folks, don't think I can show you the rest of the stuff here. We got to get off the we got to give you the get to meet Mountain West regulations and be off here before kickoff. They're getting ready for the flyover, getting ready for the parachute team. Appreciate all you guys for joining us today on the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. We'll be back at halftime. We'll be back after the game, post-game show, halftime, all kinds of great stuff. So excited for the game today. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. All those seats on the far side, some of you are commenting at the stadium's empty. Those seats are all going to be full of cadets here shortly as they make their way into the stadium. Nice crowd on hand. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you, Jennifer, for the kind words. Enjoy the game, everybody. We'll talk to you on the post-game show and the halftime show. They're getting set for the parachuters right now. Appreciate you guys. We'll get a video of that and put it on social media. But enjoy the game. We'll talk to you at halftime, post-game. Uncle Bob's Pizza. I'm jealous for those of you that are there. We'll talk to you guys later. Appreciate it. See you at halftime. Boise State Air Force coming up in 12 minutes over on the CBS Sports Network. This has been the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.